Tell us a little bit about what Vice was prior to the Creators Project and how the Creators Project changed the way Vice saw itself and how others see Vice.
So, nice to see you, by the way. And thanks for having me. So I think, the story really began, it's a 20-year startup, right? And it started in Canada in the mid-90s. It was a print publication with a kind of Gen X brand identity, real, punk rock and real combative. Somewhere around 2005-06, we began looking at the internet as a video distribution platform and transforming our brand. We made our first video, I made Heavy Metal in Baghdad in 2006. We went to shoot a 15-minute video in Baghdad with this heavy metal band, turned into a web series that then turned into a feature film. So we quickly changed the entire complexion of the company. We started a joint venture at the time. It was with Viacom. It was called VBS.TV. It was the documentary video channel for Vice. And we started publishing videos, and then we quickly realized that we were kind of fucked because there was no viable business model to make a real volume of ambitious video and distribute it online and make your money back. You could not support the video ambitions of the company by selling banner ads. Just, the CPM isn't there and the throughput has to be massive in order to make any money. So we realized that we had to do other things to engage brand partners in order to build this media company. We didn't have, this is pre, the Rain/WPP investment, pre-Fidelity money, pre-Fox A&E money. And so we had to, monetize the company on our own. That led to real creative, deep engagements with brands. So we had to treat brands and service them like an agency might, but with a content output as the cultural product, rather than an ad.
Okay, so that kind of brings me to
and that led us to Intel, and that was a huge, big deal.
Right, and you've said that you can't indulge your creative side without figuring out a smart way to have it paid for, or words to that effect. And so, why don't you talk about how that affects the kinds of stories that Vice covers? Still, on the journalism side. I want to get to the commercial side in a second. But.
Well, very few brands want to be beside severed heads. And we realized that the news part of the brand was really where our passion was, where the audience, there is no news for young people, and we recognized that early on. So we, in order to create content that was attractive for a brand to be close to, we had to create new media channels and new content franchises. So we did a Noisy, which is our music channel, and that was initially supported by Dell and Intel, and then 100 brands came in to support that. It was an easier thing to sell. Creators Project itself was an art and creativity channel with one major backer, Intel, behind it. And now we have been rolling out new channels. We did a food channel in partnership with Fremantle last year, which has become really brand friendly. We have a lot of work with Stella Artois, for instance, and other big brands. Sports, another place that's real easy for a brand to get close to. We will be launching and announcing soon the launch of a women's channel. So we created this multi-channel network because we needed really safe places where we could create stories about fashion, about food, about sports, where no one was going to lose their job by taking out a campaign and doing some sponsorship around.
Right, but Vice has a reputation for being punk.
Yeah.
Right, and being...
As you can see right here.
Right, but meanwhile you're creating these safe environments for brands, and you guys indulge in what I like to describe as sort of snatch and grab journalism, right, where you send a reporter in search of a specific story. Is there room in your model for long-term research and traditional reporting and the kind of journalism that one would, I guess, optimistically hope still exists?
When we started doing news, our internal mantra was buy a ticket and get on a plane, right? So
snatch and grab.
But it's since evolved. We have a news channel now, Vice News, that we launched last year. that has more investigative reporting. And frankly, this is third season on the HBO show. You can't just get buy a ticket, get on a plane, and then have an Emmy-winning show on HBO. So we've developed a lot of capability inside of the company to actually do long lead, real investigative journalism that has a longer turnaround. And then there's a documentary feature strand that we've introduced. So we are doing a couple of documentaries now in the news space and in the cultural space. And those take 18 months to make or more.